guys, and welcome back to y'all hearing this podcast version.
Hey, welcome to the motherfucking podcast. Hey. You better! I went high, you went low. Thank you, Jesus.
Oh my goodness, I'm Kay. Thank you so much for joining us again.
Yes, my name is Honeybee. Miss B, if you're nasty. Yes!
That's about as low as I can go.
You better, come on. She said, hey. That's on my alto. Yes, and welcome back. Yes.
Thank you so much. If you haven't joined us before, we are a music appreciation podcast / YouTube reaction video channel. We have our podcast up on all the streaming sites as well as you can watch it on video too, which you are.
Yes. Hey, let me get some of that popcorn.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So each week we pick a theme. We each pick a song for that theme. We listen to them, we react, and then we talk about it in the podcast. Talk about why we picked it, who produced it, any background stuff we know, what it means to us, all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
All the music nerd stuff that we love.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, so much.
Oh, so much.
Yeah,
oh, God.
We are music and
yes.
music geeks.
Yes.
Yeah. Whatever.
Music enthusiasts.
Yes.
Oh, music enthusiasts.
Yes, we're 80 and we go to the...
Yes. Back in my day, Martell Jordan said, this is how you do it. And that's how we did it. It was always the Friday nights, I remember.
We had to do it uphill both ways. Yeah.
And Adina Howard said, be a freak like me. Like what?
Oh, we've lost it.
We've lost it officially. We've been having a ball today.
Really
I can't wait for them to see all these.
Absolutely, yes. If you have not watched them yet, you need to go watch the reaction videos.
Yes, watch the reaction videos and the bonus videos.
When they come out on Friday.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my God. I live.
Oh my goodness.
I live.
So let's get into it. So this week's theme was Icebreakers.
Yes.
So those songs you can play for someone you're just meeting, great conversation starters, songs for the background and the party kind of thing, whatever. So for me, I picked a song by Tool. I picked Lateralus. And let's get into it a little bit. Got some info for you. Got some info. So the song as well as the entire album structure was carefully planned. So this is going into that Fibonacci sequence. So the syllables that he is singing is based on the Fibonacci sequence. So like I was saying, it's 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13.
So it's always the number added.
Exactly. So 1, 1, then 2, then 3, then 8, then 13, then 21, etc. 34.
Oh.
Yep. So 1 plus 1 is 2.
Yep.
1 plus 2 is 3. Then 2 plus 3 is 5.
Yep.
Then 3 plus 5 is 8, etc.
Yep. And then 8 plus 5 is 13. 13 plus 6.
8.
Oh, no.
8 is 21.
Oh. Child, not me being in a math class right now, and I could not just add that up. Make sure you do your math in school, kids.
That's right.
Because then you won't be
never
taking
know.
a summer course like me.
You never know. You might, have to read about it in a song that your co-host makes.
I said, what's 8 plus 5? 13. You was like, no.
No, 8 plus 5 is 13.
No, but it was I did the wrong equation, though. Not the wrong sum, the wrong equation. Is that right? Wrong, not the wrong sum, the wrong equation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So I do know math. What's up?
So the Fibonacci sequence, to get into that a little bit more, it's tied to what's called the golden ratio, which is 1.618. So it describes predictable patterns on everything from atoms to stars. Nature uses this ratio to maintain balance. It's actually like a spiral.
Oh, wow.
Is like the
so it's just like it just keeps going
and it gets the rate at which it gets bigger is that 1.618.
Wow.
And it's found in all sorts of natural things, like it says from atoms to stars. And so he says spiral in the song a lot. I don't know if you caught that, but yeah.
I didn't notice that. Whoa.
Yeah. So that's part of that.
And that makes sense.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, come on, concepts.
And so, yeah, the golden ratio is 1.618. In the sequence, any given number is approximately 1.618 times the preceding number, except for the first couple. So even like branching in trees, arrangements of leaves on stems follows this golden ratio.
That's so...
Yeah.
Can you, like, just... That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's so weird, and it's such a phenomenon. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. So, and the introduction of the song is 1 minute and 12 seconds long, which is the first 4 numbers of the sequence, so 0, 1, 1, 2.
Okay.
The first verse starts at 97 seconds, which is approximately 1.618 minutes.
Whoa.
Yep. Each verse is 55 seconds long, which is the 11th number in the sequence. Again, the syllables in the verses coincide with the sequence. And then the time signature of the main riff is 988878, and 987 is the 17th term in the sequence. So they planned this out so much.
Just imagine detail.
All the detail that went into that. But yet, that song you could listen to without knowing any of this,
right?
And love it,
right?
You know,
like seriously, because I said this in the reaction video that I love songs that push you and push your ear, like musically, like to catch on to things. And like having not known any of that, it's like, it's such an interesting song. And it's one of those songs that the more you hear it, you'll just latch on to like hearing those key changes or those melody changes or like the cadence and like just everything, the tempo, all of that. It's like you'll be able to catch on to it like it's nothing. The polyrhythms.
Yep.
I remember good.
And so what's interesting too is the lyrics talk about letting go of control and embracing the random, but the structure of the song speaks to the actual structure of the universe. So it's kind of like this weird juxtaposition of ideas.
They're like really deep thinkers, aren't they?
Yeah. That's why I picked it for this, Steve. Because we are having a conversation about this song in
literally,
so many
it's an
ways.
Icebreaker.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, because you can talk about this, you can talk about the music itself, you can talk about the band members, you can talk, there's so many different.
I feel that.
awesome.
That's so dope.
Yeah, so this is from their 3rd studio album, also called Lateralis. It was released on May 15th, 2001. It was produced.
Yes, come on, produce
it.
it.
A Shakespeare play.
Yes, it was produced.
Thou produced.
Yes.
By David Bottrill. It debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200. It was certified double platinum in 2003.
Wow.
It won the Grammy Award for Best Metal Performance in 2002 for Schism, which is another song off that album.
Awesome.
The band was formed in 1990. Vocalist is Maynard James Keenan, guitarist Adam Jones, drummer Danny Carey, and bassist Justin Chancellor. And yeah, so like I was saying in our bonus, he has a couple, Maynard, the lead singer, has a couple side projects. So he has a Perfect Circle, which we listened to, and then he has another one called Lucifer, and then they have different band members in and out. And who really got me into this was my brother Matt, for sure, to begin with, and then my brother Andy. They're both huge fans, have seen them a couple times. And yeah, it just got me into it. One of those, and my brother Matt, actually, he's a huge, sorry Matt, I'm going to call you a math geek because you were a math geek. He has a doctorate in computer science.
Oh, okay, well then you know math.
Yeah, he loves it. So he kind of was the one to introduce me to the song and talk about it,
Do you feel that a lot of your music growing up that you got into, do you feel like your brothers influenced a lot of it? Like older siblings?
So I'm actually the oldest.
Oh,
yeah.
I always thought that you were the youngest.
No.
I always in my mind think that you were the youngest.
I'm the oldest. So I'm sure it goes both ways.
Yeah.
But for sure, Matt, especially. We're only like 18 months apart.
Oh, so, yeah. So it's
Yeah, he's the one who really got me into like electronica and like kind of that sort of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
That's dope.
Yeah, he actually...
so I guess siblings in general.
Yeah, absolutely. He DJ'd for a little bit and stuff like that.
Okay, come on, he's not a DJ.
Exactly. I forgot what his name was, but yeah.
I live. DJ Math.
Right.
Math Key.
Oh my god, we used to call him Mathlete.
Oh no. Now we know.
Sorry that I love you. No.
I live. That's so dope though. I love that. Well, come on, Tool.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
It's such a great song. Such a great song for the theme, and I love them for so many different reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have to watch that Danny Carey video of the drum.
Yeah, oh my god. That just sounds super duper dope. I was actually gonna ask you, so of like the albums that that you love by Tool, is there like a specific song or album? Which would you choose? Because that's always tough. Because like it's hard to say a whole like. What would be your favorite Tool moment if it's a song or an album? Let's say it like that.
I think the first time I ever really heard them was the song "Sober," which I'm sure you've heard. And I think I saw a live performance of it. I think it was at like Lollapalooza. And like I didn't see it, but I saw a video of it. Yeah. And so I think that's probably kind of what got me into it, because I love it's kind of like a harder rock. I don't know that I would call it metal. It's on the cusp. But I love like their rhythms and everything too. Like I love music that has that juxtaposition of like hardness and softness.
Yeah.
It's
almost like music that crescendos in and out. It's like a wave.
And Maynard's voice is so beautiful, and he can do harsh things with it. But a lot of times he really can play with like the melody, and it's really more of like
So he has like super duper great control.
Yeah, I think so anyway. Yeah.
Because I can actually hear, especially in the song that we listened to in the bonus episode with his side project. I felt like and I said this, the intensity, like, and then it just like it's like you're there, and then he's like, I'm gonna bring you back. But I'm just gonna throw you forward in it, but then I'm gonna bring you back again.
He's like just whispering.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Oh my God, thank you for sharing that, because that was super dope, and I forgot how like articulate Tool is with their musicality. Like it's just beyond, for any band to come out of that era. I feel like Tool is definitely one of the ones that are like at the forefront of really being progressive with the way that they played, being
their musicality, their technical skill, like, because sometimes people can be technical and not have that emotion. Like they're technically great, but you're not getting like the full experience because you don't get that. That
I'm not getting that rasp. I'm not getting that vocal crack. I'm not getting that crying in your like. Guy Tang always says like, freaking, like the cry in a song. Like I remember, shout out to Guy Tang. Hey, but Guy talks about, when he talks about music and stuff like that, he talks about hearing the song cry, like hearing somebody cry in a song, feeling the emotion. Like he definitely did that.
But not even him, like you can feel it in
the whole band, of course.
You can feel it in the bass, you can feel it in the drums, you know? And that's what I think is so special about them, for sure.
I know. It's funny because it's definitely the whole band. I feel like I always get, from me, because I'm definitely like, I'm definitely a singer at heart.
Yeah, me too.
like, you know what I mean? We both are.
You would not want to see me play.
Side note, I definitely was in charge of the tenor sax when I was in 6th grade, and I got kicked out of band because I never bought it. Because it was too heavy, and they were picking on the big kid. They were like, you a big boy, so you can get a big instrument. It didn't work that way. It was too heavy.
Guess what instrument I had to play in our school band? The bassoon.
I got to go!
The bassoon. Do you guys know how big that thing is? It's huge. The case
The bassoon itself is like a mini Walmart. Like, it's so big.
And we're talking like I was like 9, 10. I was not that big. I was not that old.
That would have been a whole lawsuit if that thing tipped over and fell on you.
Seriously, like even in the like
Can
on the bus. On the bus.
Can you imagine your parents being like, "Let it fall on you"?
On the bus, you couldn't like sit next to me. I had to like it was me and my
That
bassoon.
would have been kind of nice though to have your own spot. What's up?
Yep.
You got third lunch
Did
today?
I ever play it well? No. But I played it.
Alright, I'll see you later.
Yeah. And that was one of the reed ones. Oh, man. What a mess.
Oh.
Yeah. So choir is the one for me. Then I went into, like, the chorus of the choir.
Yep. That was me. I was all about chorus after that. I mean, before that and then after.
Yeah.
Shout out to Miss Vars. Shout out to all the vocal teachers out there.
Absolutely.
And that should be a whole theme, like drumline. Like that should be, or like choir or whatever. That should be a whole theme. My song that I picked for Icebreakers was India Shawn. Mm-hmm. And India Shawn is an artist who is just absolutely incredible. She is a background singer for so many people. Anderson .Paak, God, and I was just talking about this, that she's on Harry Styles' new album, Singing Backgrounds, which that album in itself is incredible.
Yeah, it really is.
Shout out to Harry Styles.
Yes.
Like, oh my God. Yes! We could do a whole episode together. No, but in all seriousness, though, India is just one of those rare finds I feel in the music industry, and just in general. She's a deeply rooted person. Like, and when I say that, I mean, like, if you follow her on social media and stuff, like, I go to her page to feel enlightened. I go to her page to, like, because she does yoga and she shows herself in the studio, which is my favorite thing, because you know, I have this deep-seated dream of like background singing or making music or whatever, but like I love just the aesthetic that she exudes to the world. And so the song that I picked is called Cali Love, and I'm just gonna go ahead and give you guys an excerpt that was actually from India herself. So shout out to India Shawn. This is on Genius.com. And for you guys who don't know, Genius.com is just one of those sites that you can go, and it's originally I would go to Genius to look up songs and song lyrics or whatever, but what's really dope is they actually have the artists show up and they'll actually sing their song a cappella and break it down. So it's just a really cool site. And some of the artists will actually control their pages and stuff like that. So India actually wrote something herself on her song for Cali Love. So this is what it says. It says, I wrote Cali Love with a good friend, Britton Newbill, back in 2018. This was the first song I ever made with D Mile, the executive producer of my forthcoming project. I had just moved back to my hometown of Southern California as an adult after being in Atlanta for over 10 years.
Oh, wow.
I was trying to navigate LA and my own womanhood. LA is such a beautiful place and has so much to offer, but I wasn't having much luck making any romantic connections. People just seemed so much more wrapped up in finding their dreams rather than finding love. That prompted the question in the hook, can you find a true love in LA? I haven't given up hope yet. And the song was, the song was produced by D Mile, and it was written by D Mile, Britton Newbill, and India Shawn. It was mastered by Colin Leonard, and it was mixed by John Kersey. And it was just absolutely amazing. It was actually released in the middle of the pandemic.
Oh,
it was
really?
released on April 10th, 2020. And I really, really love the song because of the vibe. And it also opened up this idea when it comes to LA about really trying to find love in LA. I have been to LA a lot. I love LA. I love that there's so much to do in LA. I love that there's this constant culture of just renewal. Like, no matter how you want to look at it, like, people crack jokes about, you know, LA. It's like, oh, LA is where you get the facelifts and you get this and your body's perfect and you have this whole team that takes care of you and it's just all fancy and money and this and that. But it's like, regardless of how you look at it, it's always renewal. People are renewing themselves. The LA itself consistently renews itself and is constantly evolving and rebuilding. So LA is great, but there's also a side to LA for me personally that, you know, coming from New England, you know, we're on the complete opposite side of the country, and it's just two different lifestyles. And
absolutely,
it was almost like a culture shock for me because, you know, out, like, no matter where you go, you have people that stare at you, that people treat you a certain way. Mm-hmm. But out here, I feel like it can be, and maybe it's because we're from here in Rhode Island, I feel like it can be a little, what's the word I'm looking for?
Limited?
It's not, I guess it's, no, not limited. I feel like what we focus on is different. So like in LA, like India said, everybody's out there trying to find their dreams. Everybody is out there. So it's like, you know, people will do what they have to do to get to where they need to be, no matter where you are in the world. But in LA, it really is like experiencing it firsthand. I literally saw people that were banging on certain doors to get noticed by whatever, or people that were trying to get jobs. There was so many people that were singing on the streets and like doing stuff, people that were trying to dance. I saw business cards left and right. Like, it really is the land of people trying to make it. And so the times that I went out there, it was so discouraging to me because we're trying to make it, but it's just the way that things, like how things progress, like the speed of things is different.
And like how many people are also trying to make
exactly
it. I mean, everywhere, but
especially LA is seeing it in LA was like a total different thing. And it's like, you know, and just like the song, you know, she talks about, I've also, you know, we've all had our experiences, and I was a little kind of, how do I say this? I was a little hesitant, like, you know, everybody always makes jokes to me, and it's like, why don't you move to LA? Like, and I hear it all the time. They're like, I thought you would have moved to LA. I thought you would have moved to LA. And I was just like, I didn't move to LA because in my mind, I was like, I'm not made for LA. Yeah. And I thought that for the longest time, that like, I'm not made for LA because like, I can't do that. Like, I can't do some of the things that I was witnessing. Like, I just, and, you know, and it was scary at some points to be around. And so it made me think, like, if I was to move to LA, like, who's to say you don't find your love in LA? But like, after what I've experienced and what I've seen and all that stuff, I always was like, I'm scared. You know what I mean? Yeah. But somebody once said that, you know, I used to always say, like, I don't want to go, like, I'm not like, you know, there's a lot of fake people in LA, there's a lot of this, there's a lot of that.
People absolutely
everywhere. Exactly. And that's where, like, your mindset has to change. It's like, there's fake people everywhere, no matter where you go.
And there's good people everywhere.
And that's it. So that was the way that I heard was, it's like, you got to change your thinking. It's like the glass is half full, not half empty. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing. So when I started thinking about LA again and I heard this song, I was like, yo, that is so true. Like, yes, like, can you find the love in LA? You definitely can. It's possible. It might be a little harder than other areas because, you know, like India had mentioned, like, a lot of people out there to get their dreams, but it's not about, you know, thinking that there's a lot of this or there's no love in LA. It's just that you do have to find it. Just like, it's not that all LA is full of fake people and blah, blah, blah. No, that's not true. You just have to find the real ones.
Yeah, I think, so I've been to LA, but mostly like just outside the city. So my brother went to school in Irvine, which is just a little south. And so I flew in and out of there, but I never really spent like a lot of time in LA. But I think in Southern California as a whole, you see that as a lot. But a couple of times I've been to San Diego, and I love it.
Love it.
If there is a place in the U.S. I could move to that wasn't so crazy expensive,
right,
it would be San Diego in a heartbeat, because it was just like, there was something about it, like it was just laid back enough, but yet still there's plenty of
booming
stuff to do. And like beautiful. I mean, beautiful.
Yes.
Like that weather, that's all right with me.
Yes.
Sign me up.
I listen, my mom's originally from California. Shout out, Mom. Love you. And I love California. And that's why it's like, I almost felt like I had this love-hate relationship with LA. And you know, there's a lot of great memories I have in LA, but there's also a lot of, you know, bittersweet and sad memories I have of LA. And, you know, I think listening to this song, Cali Love, it's very bittersweet to me. And we had talked about in the reaction video, you had mentioned there's almost like a sadness to the song. And I think that's why I relate so much to it, is because of my own experiences with California and LA, you know, professional or personal, whichever ones. It's just, there's always this, it's like, that's how I look at LA. It's like, LA is so dope and it's a vibe, but there's also just something that's just a little bittersweet, or like a little...
Yeah, what I think it is
like,
that...
it's like not sureness. I don't know how you want to... Or just...
Yeah, I kind of see it as it can change you if you let it. Like, so in order to get your dream, what are you willing to do?
Right.
And I think that that's where maybe it kind of gets its bad
like
rep
the disconnect
a little bit.
There can be some sort of disconnect,
because there are so many people trying to do the same thing you are. You really have to.
You have to stand out.
You do, and sometimes it's in great ways. You know what I mean, and sometimes
it's not in the best ways.
Yeah, and I think that's what you hear a lot about.
Right, and I think
people who just, you know, who you know, take opportunities from other people or do different, you know,
right,
what I mean?
or just do whatever to succeed or whatever. And it's just, it's just, you know, it just went through a lot. And, you know, what India means to me, because I don't want to make this all about me. We're going to go back to India, because that was what, you know, this whole California conversation was about, was that India, I went to see Mayor Hawthorne. I don't know if you know who that is. He's absolutely incredible. Definitely will be featuring some of his music on here. I went to see him in concert, and India was opening for him.
Oh, nice.
And so I was a fan of Mayor's. Like, I know I heard his music, but I didn't know him. But I knew more so of India. And the way that I feel, especially if you're from New England, especially from either Mass or Rhode Island, Connecticut, like, you know that we don't really get a lot of artists like India up here. Yeah. It's hard. And it's just all about demographics. It's all about what people listen to. It's all about streaming them, all that stuff.
And just places to
play.
Play,
yes. Yeah. So, especially coming out of a pandemic, or being in the midst of a pandemic, I should say, I thought it was dope. So I instantly was like, I'm going. And it was the first actual, like, concert I've ever gone to by myself. Like, and...
Yeah,
so it was super dope, and India performed, came out and killed it, smashed it. Like, sis looked like a goddess and killed it. And I was into it, and people were vibing and stuff, but, like, I felt like we were really connected, because I really was, like, into it, because, like, you know, most of her songs I was still learning and getting into, but I just was like, oh my God, like, I know this music, like, so I was, like, into it, whatever, vibing. And she performed Cali Love. She performed this song, Not Too Deep. I love that damn song. She performed so much music, and it was just so dope. And afterwards, I'm standing there, and they were setting up for Mayor to come out, and I get a tap on the shoulder, and I'm like, who's tap? And I turn and look, I said, like, it was India.
That's awesome.
And she was like, I saw you vibing, and we had a conversation, and
so cool.
You know, what I told her, I told her, you know, some personal stuff, and I just wanted to let her know. I was like, listen, this pandemic has been a lot. At the time that I went to see her show, like, I was going through a lot. I was going through a transition, you know, personally, professionally, just there was a bunch of stuff going on. And so I was really, like, broken when I went to that show, and, you know, personally, and I didn't express that, but, like, you know, and a lot of people didn't know, but I was just going through some really, really tough times, mentally, emotionally, and it was just a lot. And I just let her know, like, her song with Anderson .Paak called Moving On, and there's a song that she has that's called Too Sweet. And, like, specifically, like, the song Too Sweet, it just gets me because it talks about how when stuff doesn't work out, you know, specifically whether it's with a significant other or if it's with, you know, anything, you know, any situation, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that we tend to always make it seem like it's our fault. Mm-hmm. Or we say, like, it's our fault, this is why it didn't work out, blah, blah, blah. But her music in that song, it specifically talks about how maybe I'm just too good for the situation. Or maybe it's not me, it's them. And so I just expressed that to her, that, you know, her music has really changed my life. And, you know, she gave me a hug. We took a picture together.
That's awesome.
And, you know, I definitely am one of the people that will hit up your favorite artist in their DMs. I'm a firm believer in that. Make sure you support the people and reach out to the people that you love. It doesn't matter how many followers they have. Just show love. If you truly are genuine about it, do that. And that's what I do with everybody that I listen to, talk about, whatever. And in cases like India, she'll respond. And it's dope, like, to have somebody of that stature. Like, you can just, you know, hey girl, just showing you some love, hope all is well, and, you know, get them, bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? And to get a response like, thanks, boo, you too. Like, you know what I mean? I think that's so dope, and I think that's why I have so much love and admiration for India, because she really is truly an artist for the people. And above all, she's just a genuine dope-ass person. So thank you, India, for creating all your music, and thank you for creating music that I feel personally changed my life, and I know it's changed so many others. And so I thank you for your blessing in my life. Yes.
That's awesome. I love it when you meet someone and they turn out to be exactly who you think they are.
Mm-hmm.
In a good way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because you can definitely sometimes meet your heroes and it not turn out well.
Not be the best, yeah.
But yeah, that's so awesome. That's great. And you can, like, you can tell in her music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That
like,
she
you
really,
can tell she'd be someone you could, like, sit and just have a conversation with.
I literally, like, my dream would be to sit in a studio with India while she's creating.
Oh, yeah.
I would live. I would live for that. I would live for that. Listen, I'll be like, I'll get that one Tony note.
That's right.
No, sir. But in all seriousness, though, for real though, and that's literally why, again, just drawn to her. So
yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yes,
so awesome.
I'm here for it. All right, you ready to switch it up? We about to.
Let's talk.
Well, let's talk. We're about to be like, say what?
Yeah.
It's that type of say. Not like, say what? No, it's a say what?
Exactly. Yeah, so this is the first podcast we're filming since the Roe v. Wade was overturned. Amongst other things, I mean, the EPA being stripped of, like, all their powers. The fact that guns now have more rights in this country than women do.
This stinks. The whole thing stinks. Throw it out.
It's just awful.
Expired.
And we're coming from, like, a place of great privilege, because we live in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
We are constitutionally protected in Rhode Island. Thank goodness.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
But my God, like,
it's ridiculous.
I'm almost speechless. I found out it was like a news alert that came across, and I literally just cried all day. And I actually got to see you that afternoon.
Yes.
Yeah, which, thank goodness.
Yes.
Because
I know. I'm so glad that we got to see each other, because that was...
Yeah, it was a tough day. And I mean, for Clarence Thomas to come straight out and just say, yep, nope, gay rights, privacy in the bedroom, which is equal to gay, you know, there's going to be sodomy laws again, basically. You know, gay marriage, birth control, you know what I mean, contraceptives, stuff like that. They're going to...
All of it's up for the docket. Like, all of it's up on the docket. Like, all of it's just like...
He's like, tick, tick, tick. And, like, it's just so... Here's the thing, people. I'm gonna copy something that I heard on, like, another. I'm sorry. I'm totally. I don't know what the source was, but it was a woman who came on and basically said, "Listen, like, I will fight for you to have, like, your religion, your beliefs. You do whatever you want with them. That is up to you. you know, is between you, your God, your Allah, your whatever, your Buddha, whatever. You do you. You do not get to tell me what to do with my body or anything because of your religion. This country is not a Christian nation. This is not a Christian nation. This is a country that was built for on the basis of religious freedom. So I don't believe what you believe, and like that's a choice that I need to make, because it doesn't matter why I make that choice. It is my body. People who are dead have more autonomy than women right now. You cannot take organs from a dead person without their permission while they were alive. But yet, women have to carry babies against their will. There's already been cases where a 10-year-old had to cross state lines because she couldn't get an abortion. And she didn't know until it was... I just heard about that, because I think it was her stepfather, or it wasn't like, it was like a family member that got her pregnant. And the thing is like that 6-week thing, that's crap. So it's 6 weeks from conception. So the moment that you like have sex, or the moment that sperm reaches the egg, women don't know. If they're in the middle of their cycle, they're not going to know they're pregnant until more than 6 weeks later. Yeah. I was saying most women don't know until they're 8 to 10 weeks. Yeah, because it's tough. And what if like that woman had? I always had like irregular, not to get way too personal, but I always had like irregular cycles and stuff like that, so I wouldn't have known. Right. No, it is not 6 weeks from the moment you find out you're pregnant. It's 6 weeks from the moment of conception. It's ridiculous. You cannot legislate. You just can't. I'm sorry to be so, and it's all no. As you have every right to be. If I was a woman right now, I am appalled. I'm just gonna fucking say this. I'm appalled. Yeah. Appalled by any woman that remotely tries to justify this. Yeah. Remotely tries to justify this. Or voted for it on the Supreme Court. Or voted for it. Well, it's like gay conservatives to me. What are you doing? What are you doing? She said, "What are you doing?" That's how you know you mad. The Rhode Island came out, the accent, girl. Child, listen. Now, I am not saying the Democrats are the be-all and end-all, because none of them are fighting the way that needs to be fought. But look, what we all need to do is, if you feel that call to serve. You know what I mean? Put yourself up for an election, even if it's like a school board. I don't care. And everybody get out there and you vote. You look up your candidates before you vote, and we're talking about states, because this is where it's really going to matter right now, is in your state. So you need to find out who is running your town, your county, your state in general. You know, you need to find out who those people are and what they stand for. And we need to start getting younger people in who are going to change this and who are going to change this country. And it's tough. It's crazy. And it's tough too, because there's been so much gerrymandering and everything that in a lot of areas people cannot get elected because they have remapped like the I can't think of the word now, the voting districts or whatever, in such a way that like more liberal people cannot get especially in like Georgia. But the only way that we're gonna get through this is everyone has to vote. Everybody. Do you know the crazy part about this is, and you've said this to me before, and we've talked about this. We've talked about this years ago. But the funniest part about it is that half these fucking people that are out here making a big deal about this, saying like, that everybody's like pro-life, da-da-da, and like that are just, saying whatever, half them motherfuckers don't even vote. So I'm like, how can you be so strong how can you stand so strong with something and your ass don't even vote? It's the same way that I feel like the people that are for this or whatever, or like, it's the same way I feel about, like, I hate, perfect example, 4th of July just passed, and I don't know if you saw in the news, but in Boston, you saw that, right? Yeah. So all these dudes were marching with their faces covered up. Of course they were, because they're cowards. Yes, and that's the thing. I'm like, you want to be a fucking man, show your face.
You want to talk, like, this is, like, on some real shit. And, like, this is also me speaking as a black person. Like, this is the way that black people feel all day, every day.
I think it was, who was it? Jamie Foxx. Was it Jamie Foxx? I can't remember. No, David Allen Greer, I think, came out and was like, here's the new Klan.
Right. Like, from a standpoint, and I get really mad because I feel like, also as a black person, like, it's the same way that we feel when it comes to Black Lives Matter and stuff like that, in the sense of when people are like, oh, you know, it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that, it's blah, 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 and all this other stuff, or Black Lives Matter is not for this country, and da-da-da-da, and all this stuff. And, like, when people talk about stuff like that, and we're not going to get into that, because we are talking about women and their rights right now.
But
and
I'm sorry, Black Lives Matter is a huge part of it, because it is disproportionately going to affect black women, Latino women. You know what? I'm sorry. I keep saying women, and I should say people with uterus. I'm sorry. I do.
Yes.
It's going to affect.
Yes. Anybody with the
But here's the thing. Yep. It affects everybody.
Yes.
Whether you're a man, woman,
right,
transgender, whatever. It does, like, it affects everybody at the end of the day. If you are forced to have children, you're going to stay in poverty your entire life. And then they're going to have to stay. You know what I mean? It's just a cycle. And I'm sorry, but rich white women are never going to not have an abortion.
Well,
there's never going to be a time, because they have the means to go and travel and do whatever.
And get nannies and do all this other stuff.
Know somebody on the side or what. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
It's just rich women in general, especially rich white women, but just rich women in general. Like, this is not a concern for them. And going back to my statement, I was saying, like, speaking from a person, like, the way I feel about Black Lives Matter is the way I feel about this. Like, I'm so appalled, because what also pisses me the fuck off, especially when you see things like that the other day with these men walking around with all of them wearing khakis, literally looked like they were part of a Klan, okay? Looked like they were white supremacists or whatever, right? My thing was, like, it's so funny how many people make these decisions, or, like, so people who act like that, half these motherfuckers, I laugh, because I'm like, I have family members directly close to me that were in the military, that actually defended this fucking country. My father. Okay? My father. You know what I'm saying? Both of us, like, okay?
My cousin.
Not just, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about people that actually sacrifice to serve this country, and all these motherfuckers that are protesting, that want to do these surges on the Capitol and doing all this bullshit, a majority of the motherfuckers wouldn't even stand in front of a bullet for no fucking soldier. They were so coward that you don't even show your face. Bitch, you didn't even sign up for the military. Well, I guarantee you. And it makes me sick, because I'm like, you can't act like you stand for something and you've never put yourself out there for this fucking country. Yeah, some of them might have been in the military, but that still doesn't even give you the right to do this. It's like, it's sickening.
And those conservative Congress people and senators are the first ones to vote down anything to help veterans out. First ones in line to vote it down. So, yeah.
And it's like, it makes me like, so it makes me question, like, the same thing with the people that voted to reverse this, right? Looking at that whole fucking board, there was one woman. One. Like, I cannot stress that enough.
6 people should not be able to, like, have the fate of the entire country, when I think I was reading a statistic that was like 80% of the country believes it should be law, because it has been law for 50 years. They are delegitimizing themselves. They are saying to us, hey, if you don't like our decision, which is supposed to be the law of the land, we can just change it. It's fine. But then why do we follow those laws in the first place? If it can just, like, instantly be changed like that.
Right.
And they all lied under oath, saying that they would not, take away Roe v. Wade, that it was law of the land, and they were keeping it.
I know. Where's the shit for that? Where's the calling out for that? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's the thing, is, like, I hear a lot of lip service from Biden, Harris, a lot of senators and stuff like that, but I need to see action on this. You know what? I'm not a political mind. I don't know what the best way forward is, but
I don't either. But I know that I'm pissed.
Yeah, I just.
And I'm not even a woman.
It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating to know that I am less free than I was a week ago.
Yep. I feel that. I feel like you know what? Not.
And you're just saying to everyone in the world that women are less than.
You really are.
You're always saying that.
You're saying that your people, we're letting other countries know that we look at our people as less than. And I don't give a fuck what you say. Everybody can be screaming at this podcast. They could be yelling or whatever. At the end of the day, when you take somebody's rights away, that is like if you have daughters.
It doesn't matter if you have daughters.
Like, no.
I don't care if you have daughters. I don't care.
I'm just saying, like, it's just, like, that's how I look at it, and I'm like, and that's, like, I feel like people who have just females in their family, right?
If nothing else, you have a mother.
Yeah, right. How about that? Because you wouldn't even be here without that, okay? The purpose, like, the thing that gets me so fucking mad is just the simple fact, like, how can you turn and look at a female in your family? Or just a female in general. How can you turn and look at them in their face and be like, I'm going to tell you what to do with your vagina. I'm going to tell you what to do with your uterus. I'm going to tell you what you can do with your life. I can tell you what you're allowed to do that could potentially kill you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just going to let you know because it just, because, oh my God, this is getting me so frustrated. I was just reading a story that was on, and I'm trying to remember the source.
Was it about the ectopic that they had to wait for the lauyers? And the lawyer said that they had to be septic, basically, before she could
and she almost died. She had 600 milliliters. Oh, my God.
That baby is not viable. It's not viable. In an ectopic pregnancy, that baby is never going to live outside the womb, whether it stays in there or not. It doesn't matter.
I know.
But guess what can happen? The mother can die and almost always will if it doesn't get taken out. It's so...
Yep.
There are so many things like the way. But you know what? Like, I think that those are important to talk about. But I'm sorry. The biggest thing is it doesn't matter what the reason is. My body is my body.
Right.
I get to decide what would happen. I just, in case people don't know, don't know me personally, I had endometrial cancer last year. Would I have been able to have a surgery? Would I still have cancer? Would I have cancer all over my body right now? I don't know.
That whole part.
And it's just so, and I did want to say, just like a word to the wise to women, like, delete your period tracking apps. Do not talk to doctors you don't really trust, because even with HIPAA, some files can be subpoenaed. I know a lot of people, and I think it's a lovely sentiment, a lot of people are like, you can come camping or whatever, but just stop it. Don't post that stuff online, because if someone contacts you, they can look into it. Download a VPN. They're super cheap. We'll put some links below to VPNs. There is a great website. A friend of mine posted. I'll go back and grab it, where you can sign up if you're in states, that still allow it and you want to be like host or whatever.
Right.
There are places that you can sign up and be a part of it. And actually, my friend Jill had posted that, and she wrote something that I thought was really important, is that everyone wants to help, and absolutely. But sometimes helping is also, logging stuff in a computer. Sometimes help is, making a phone call. Sometimes help is this. So it may, like, if you sign up for those sites, like, yes, you may host someone or something like that. But it's not about being a hero. It's about making sure that all the people in this country,
all involved, are safe. And and to kind of go with that sentiment, I'm speaking directly to the men. Y'all better step the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, period. Because at this point, like, the fact of the matter is, like, this decision, I don't give a fuck. This decision was made by men. So if you're wondering why women are looking at you like you a piece of shit, you cannot take it personally. You gotta support them. And you also need to take a stand. I've seen so many men go get vasectomies because vasectomies, one, are fucking reversible.
Yes,
let's talk about that.
Absolutely.
Number one, they're reversible. Number two, they're less invasive and less dangerous, all right, than having your tubes tied, tubes burned, or having an ectopic pregnancy, or God forbid, just pregnancy in general, okay? Like, we have it so much, I don't give a fuck. We have it so much easier, as I'm gonna say it. We have it so much easier. Men have it easier, which means that you should be doing more fucking work. How about that? Like, I cannot stress enough, like, I come from a family where women are treated as gods. Like, the women in our family, and that's why I don't play when it comes to the females in my life. I do not play. Even if I think that, you know, even if I see someone's boyfriend joking around or something with them, I always be like, girl, you all right? Is he just playing? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because where I come from, like, my mother was everything. My aunts, my grandmothers, like, they are the backbone, the motherfucking stock, especially in Black culture. Your elders, especially the women, they are the motherfucking gods in the family. So to even hear of something like this happening and the way that it's affecting them is affecting, if it is not affecting you as a man, there's a whole fucking problem, all right? And it's our job to take it upon ourselves to handle this. And somebody made a post, which it was a woman that was holding up a sign that said, babies are created, the babies, like, we carry the babies, but they start with the man. Mm-hmm. They come out of you. Mm-hmm. So how about you regulate that? And I was like, point blank period. Like, how do you regulate that? Motherfuckers, go get vasectomies. Mm-hmm. Start wearing condoms. Mm-hmm. If you know that, I mean, this is what we're at now. You know what I'm saying? Like, take a stand. Like, if you really stand for women and women, I'm talking about, too, all the people in the LGBTQIA community. Yes. Us, too, like, need to stand up for all the women. And the same thing with our counterparts. Anybody, especially, even if they're, doesn't matter, even if they don't have a uterus, or it doesn't matter, it's not just women, anybody with a uterus, point blank period. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no reason why we are not standing up right now and fighting and just pushing forward. And it's just the way that this country is right now is, it's scary and it's sad. And I'm just going to end it right here. I'm just going to say, how the fuck you want everybody to have babies and you can't even supply fucking baby formula? Yeah. Are you trying to kill these babies? Like, is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, that's, I mean,
like, that's it.
Like, to this conversation.
Like, just so, like, I'm just going to...
Because it's not pro-life if it ends at birth.
Thank you for watching. Y'all hearing this? And thank you for listening on the podcast. Yes. That's the perfect way to end it. Yeah. Bitch, what? Say that again.
It's not pro-life if it ends at birth. If that's where your involvement ends, if that's where your worry ends, it ain't. Well, thank you so much for talking that out with me a little bit. Because I'm sure you can tell we're a little upset about this.
I think that's the perfect area to because that's listen, we are all for love and games, but we also we will not hold back. We are very serious. If this changes one person's feeling, we don't know whose life this may change. Maybe it won't change anybody's lives. Maybe this will change our lives for this moment because we got this out. But at the end of the day, it's just, we are all love and everything, but we want to be honest and real, and this is us to the core.
And if anybody needs someone to, like, scream into the void with, message us.
Yes. DM us. If you feel like anybody else needs to hear this, you know, share this with them, you know, and it's bigger than, you know, what, it's not just, just share this just because it's a podcast and no. Share it because somebody needs to hear this. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
I know. I mean, that would be, I just, my hope is dwindling, I'll put it that way. Right. And, you know, I'm just really afraid for our future. Right. I'm really afraid for, like, the next generation, you know? I really am.
I'm nervous for my niece and my nephew. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I have faith. And I do believe that I have faith. I'm not very happy and confident with this country, but I still have faith. At the end of the day, for me, like, I know where my blessings come from, and I know where I can lay my head. And It doesn't matter if you are a Christian, if you're a Buddhist. It doesn't matter what you believe in. As long as you believe in fucking something, believe in that wholeheartedly and hold on to that more than anything right now.
Believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Because you can make all the difference in the world. You know, and we'll put links below for where to register to vote.
Yeah.
Where to contact your congresspeople and your senators. Definitely links to places you can donate. Do so, you know, if you can. Or share.
We should put like a Talkspace or something too, like some sort of, you know, a place to, like, if you need to seek out, you know, help with mental health or anything like that. There's avenues. There's avenues out there like Talkspace, and there's you know, psychiatry. Is it Psychiatrist Today? I think it is, or I'll look. We'll look into it, but. There's sites where you can go to that will help you find those needs if you feel like you really need to talk to someone professional and whatnot.
Absolutely.
But of course, we're always here.
Yeah.
We are here.
Yeah.
So, and I'm here for you.
And
I love you. And I'm sorry that you had to go through this and that you're going through it.
Yeah.
But sis, you were not alone.
Yeah. Oh,
you know
I know.
What
I mean,
and you know, I got your back 100%. And
thank you. And I've got yours 100%.
Yes.
no matter what.
You know, we got yours, and, you know, we know that you got ours, so, but we love you, and we send in good vibes.
Yes, all the good
prayers,
vibes.
blessings, all of that.
Absolutely.
So, until next time.
Bye, guys. We love you. Thank you.
Love you guys.
Bye.